And about 3 months ago, and I met someone and fell deeply in love. And then suddenly, 3 months ago, we broke up. And I realized during this meeting that I've been using the old ways of anecdotal figuring out. I've been indulging, I've been avoiding, I've been trying to replace it. And I thought I lost open intelligence. I've been so in and out of it, lost the consistency. And I realized that there's no figuring it out. There's no way that I could put together this billion piece puzzle of why my relationship doesn't work. Oh my gosh. And I had that return of the promise of the peace of my open intelligence come back when I realized what I've been doing and that I don't have to do that anymore. Uh, and just
Mm.
the overwhelming compassion I feel for not only myself, but other people going through this. And I've been through breakups before, and I almost feel like I'm taking on the heartbreak of all human beings. And of course, that feels so indulgent as well. But why not? I've heard Candace talk about that. Why not go for it? But I haven't just rested in it and let it rip and come up. I'm always playing with it, trying to be engaged with it. I promise myself I'm going to stop and I'm trying to figure it out, like make sense of it. And there is no making sense of it. That's the dead end. And I realized that, like, I can stop. And so, thank you. I've been exhausted and I felt very bereft of what I originally found and thought it was gone forever. So, I
Mm.
just wanted to share that. So thank you. And
Yeah.
also, I have a question. Does this meet more than just once a week? It's the only email I get for these meetups. Thank you.
Right. Well, thank you for sharing so openly, and that's very powerful. And yes, for now, this is at the moment the meetup, but there are other clarity calls, and also if you have done the 12 empowerments, there are ways of just keeping in touch, which we could be in touch about with you. Um, but very beautiful, powerful share, and this really shows how how the gaining confidence, there's never a destination, right? But it deepens and deepens. And even if life brings sometimes these hard, very challenging times, sometimes we think we've lost open intelligence. I know this in my experience of these past, yeah, 20 years. But what actually happens is and this was really obvious in your share too, a deepening of this openness and compassion, and actually where suffering and no suffering come together, but it is like where there's so much more compassion and feeling for everyone and oneself also. It might feel like, oh, where's open intelligence, but actually then afterwards I always feel like, wow, this has deepened my experience profoundly and in a humble and open and deep way connected me with all beings also. Yeah, just feeling like, yeah, what do beings, we all go through these times in life, losing someone, um, where there's the experience of suffering, grief, and yeah, it's and how the practice and for mainstays, right, coming together here was just so supportive. One is immediately recognizing open intelligence, and especially even if we have done the empowerments already and over some time, there's a deepening of confidence. Yeah. So yeah, thank you for sharing. And this is I don't know, Jochen, if you wanted to share something there.
Mm.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was really beautiful, Joel. Thank you for sharing. Um, Happy to be in touch about more meetings as well with you if you like. And I just want to share that I think, after the introduction, the main purpose of the empowerments is what you could call the integration of this recognition into all aspects of life. So that, because in theory, of course, like, for people like us here, where this clicks instinctively, like the theory is clear quite quickly, so to speak. But then to actually experience this and embody it in our day-to-day life is quite another thing. And that's where the four mainstays come in. And also in the newsletter this week, simple but not always easy. Um, it is really as simple as rest as open intelligence. But if our entire system says, I can't rest, I need to fix this, change this, have this be different, then I can rest. And then we think, and I love that visual you gave us before there in your share, like, I'm resting. And when I'm resting enough, then this will go away and I won't feel that pain. So I'm resting harder. And, I did this intensely right after the empowerments. I felt I've had these, probably everybody goes through that. I always called it like mini depressions and that I had on and off in my life. And after the empowerments, like pretty much with Empowerment 12, it started to come, and I didn't want it. I wanted to stay in the bliss of open intelligence. And so I practiced more and more, hoping, of course, my head knew this isn't about not having this, but everything else about me wanted this to go away and stay in the bliss. And to that question also from the very beginning today, my over practicing was just trying to use the practice to push away the pain I felt ultimately. And the integration, like from an experiential perspective for me, really was to really pull down that guard, allow that guard, the shield, the armor to drop, and recognize it's okay. It's okay to feel this fully when I rest as this spacious, open intelligence. So the two terms that came to mind as I was hearing you and also what Kati was sharing is that the distinction maybe between pain and suffering. Like I can feel that emotional pain of things, or physical pain for that matter, but I don't have to suffer with it. And there's almost a weird, strange, unknown sweetness to it where I can feel like in loss, I can feel profound love. I I miss the person and I love them so much that the missing feels unbearable. But when I really allow myself to feel that fully, it's just sweet love. Yeah, and then the description might again be, I don't like this. It doesn't mean that I suddenly, accept it. And I think that's another thing that we've heard that so many times that we will accept things, but we don't want to like accept things. If we think there are things that don't feel good, we don't want to accept it. And that's why just resting and for a moment allowing ourselves to feel and to really like embody this moment fully and notice it's safe. We're okay ultimately. And in that, so often, rather than not, it then does dissipate. So paradoxically, what I tried by resting harder, it happens as I rest. But when I make that the goal of my resting practice, it doesn't happen. So it's ironic and sometimes humorous to catch ourselves in these moments when we try and practice something away. But then recognizing the natural presence of open intelligence as that very thing that we're trying to avoid. That's what the natural presence of open intelligence is in that moment. There is no other open intelligence other than the one as this very tender, heartbreaking, but really heart opening moment.